Ladies and gentlemen, the Warhammer Grot tank, and I'm at the point now I need to show what I've done because I'm at the point where I might need to start primering and probably start painting very soon. But I wanted to show raw form before we go any further. One thing I've been trying to do is composition. I got the tank where I pretty much want it on the base, but I'm deciding on the figure, and I'm trying to either decide on the male figure on there with the spear, or my original plan, the female barbarian, modify her just a tad and put her on the base. Haven't quite decided yet, but I will let you know once I get there. So, the tank, just about done. I don't like to bore everyone. It's going to have a little more, probably some strip styrene, some tiny rivets, but I did add a chain on there, and that is a craft chain that you can buy at a local craft store. You can get all different sizes, thicknesses, colors if you want. Tanks have tow cables. I wanted to omit the tow cable and use more of a chain on there, and I wrapped it around just to give it a little, a little more in use version of it instead of just being like coiled up and everything. And I may add a little more detail. I haven't, as in stowage, but I ain't quite. If I do, it'd be like timbers or something on there, just to make it a little more realistic, as in a tank would carry type stuff. Maybe the most tanks, if you ever really look at them, always have a little bucket added. I may add something like that. But tank's just about done, and really getting to the point where I need to add just a little bit more, and then I really need to primer it and make sure I got all the lines on the 3D print here sanded down and get everything ready for paint. For the base, though, I like to use pedestal bases, and for diorama groundwork, I like to use a very simple little method, and that is I like to use paper mache, and this is shredded paper mache. I like to get a little handful of that, mix it with a little wood glue. You can also use white PVA glue, and then I like to add a little bit of sand in it. And once it dries, if you don't put the glue in with the paper mache, it has a tendency when it dries to curl up. And if you put the wood glue in and get it mixed thoroughly and smoothed out, it won't curl up. And plus, a lot of people on bases, they'll tape the base, put the groundwork on, and pull the tape off, and you'll start getting cracking on the base and everything. I don't do that. I do when I paint, but when I put the groundwork on, I like to just do it on the without no tape, sculpt it, and then you can clean it off, and then you can get it real clean to the base, and then you can put tape on and paint it. It's just easier for me. But yeah, I think it works out really well, and it looks more, when you paint it, it looks more like, I want to say dry ground. It just has a more realistic feel to it. Now, I add sand. You can add kitty litter, gravel. You get all different types of, rocks, pebbles, stuff like that. And I wanted to get the mixture on here because I wanted to get the tank impression. If you can see where the tank tracks are. However, I don't like to. Some grounds probably have, actually you can see the tank track embedded into the ground. I, however, like to do more of the, it's roughed up, like it just went right through, and it's not individual track links in the dirt. And it's just one of those. Makes it rock hard. You can, after you paint it, you can, shadow it, put washes on it and everything. And we'll have a lot more pigments, and then I always like to add a little bit of static grass and everything like that. So I got the tank pretty much done. Got to decide on which figure I want, leaning toward more of the male. I do like this pose. I like to may add a little more detail to the base, as in sometimes not necessarily, but you know, not add a palm tree, but give it a little more character to the base, make a little more, make the when you look at the base, see the figure tank and then the tree. It's just an overall view. May or may not add it. Haven't quite decided how I want to do that quite yet, but anyway, I wanted to show that before I get a little further ahead, because I'm at the point where I did get the groundwork on and needed it to dry so I can get the tank on there and get the composition and everything squared away so we can start painting the Warhammer Grot tank. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for next exciting episode.